How's it going, boys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about cancel culture striking again. Now I'm a little bit late on this because I've just been busy. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm working on a Patreon video. I probably made a short. I thought about it. I probably put it up by now. So, G2 Esports is a huge esports organization. Its owner and CEO, Carlos, recently had to step down because he partied with people. Yes, that is it. So he posted a video celebrating something with G2 Esports, and people noticed that both the Tate brothers were there, Andrew and Tristan Tate. Now, I've made videos about Andrew Tate in the past. My opinion will stay out of this about Andrew Tate, at least for now, until we get into the things later. But Twitter was very upset, because of course they were. And Carlos put out a tweet basically saying, hey, I draw the line at you trying to dictate who I hang out with, which is the most base thing ever, because fuck Twitter. They don't get to deserve it. They don't get to decide anything in your life. They really shouldn't. And whether you like Tate or not, bowing down to Twitter, either way you're going to get in trouble whether you bow down to him or not with Twitter. But that's stupid to try to dictate who somebody should hang out with. I do also want to point out that there are two very different perspectives of Andrew and Tristan Tate. One, you very much hate them. One, you very much like them because you've seen one half of the story. I encourage everyone to look up more about these two, whether you hate or like them, because I personally don't. I don't fall in either category. I don't care for Tate, but I don't hate him because he has some good messages, some not. And like I said, before you go spitting bullshit in the comments, I encourage you to go look at more of his shit before you try to use your skewed opinion here. That's what I did, because I really hated the motherfucker at first, and I still don't really care for him. So, but regardless, back to the situation at hand. Carlos, people were upset. They went after sponsors of G2 because that's just a thing now. That used to be shamed. Now it's just what the Twitter hive mind does. They go after your sponsors so they can ruin your life because it's Twitter. They feel like they have some sort of power when they don't. But regardless, something else happened with it. A Valorant deal kind of fell through because of it, because people are people, and it was all that. And a little bit of bad publicity because Andrew Tate's demonized on every social media platform. So eventually G2 puts out a statement, as well as Carlos putting out a video. We're going to look at the statement first, and then Carlos' video, at least part of it, because it's 3 minutes. So G2's statement reads, G2 Army, it's been a tough week for all of us following the events of last weekend. Today received and accepted Carlos' announcement to step down as CEO of G2 Esports. As a global esports organization serving the world's most diverse fan base, we take responsibility for our fans, employees, team members, and partners across the world. In this context, we want to underline that we do not support any form of misogyny. We continue to prioritize fostering inclusivity and supporting a diverse gaming community. Interesting. We are fully committed to continue the legacy of G2 and feel empowered by the passion and commitment of the G2 Army. Thank you, G2 Esports. So, I mean, that's a pretty fair response from G2 Esports. It's a pretty good PR response, but also, I mean, fair enough. They support a diverse gaming community and don't support any form of misogyny. Like I said, check out more of Andrew Tate or videos about him if you don't want to, look at his stuff directly or something, anything like that. You can check out mine. I've made 2, but regardless of how you think about him, this is definitely an overstep. Not on G2's end, but just in general, this situation's stupid. And honestly, if it wasn't for the financial situation, them going after sponsors and financial situations for G2 Esports, I don't think Carlos would have stepped down. I truly don't. Because I honestly, from the way it seems, G2 Esports was just made by him. It is just him. And a lot of people have said that finally on Twitter. A lot of people have actually stood up to the Twitter mob and cancel culture, which is pretty cool to see. It happens more and more, which is great. I mean, it's Twitter though. At the end of the day, it's still toxic as hell. But Carlos did make a statement. We're gonna look at bits of that now, just because it's 3 minutes, and I don't want to waste 3 more minutes of your time. Not that watching my videos are a waste of time or anything. You should subscribe. I don't mean it like that. I make the highest quality videos, of course.
I thought about no better way to do this than with a vertical video, which I know I got a lot of flack for it in the past, in previous times, but this is no better way to do this than this. So I can't believe what I'm about to say now, but my time in G2 has come to an end, which means that I will be stepping down from my CEO position. I know it might be a shocker for many of you, or most of you, and trust me, this is a very hard ending to what has been otherwise a very deeply meaningful and joyful experience. I've met great people along the way. My colleagues have been fantastic to me, and I am very grateful for all these years together.
So I think that's a pretty good response from Carlos. He does go on to say he'll take full responsibility for everything that happened, even though nothing bad happened. He hung out with two guys who are either seen as misogynist or good motivators and role models, depending on which side of the internet you ask. So probably somewhere in the middle. Regardless, nothing really went happen, and a lot of people have come forward, females especially, for against the misogynist Tate, but actually defending Carlos and saying that he's never done anything that would be seen as misogynistic to them. He was always great. Everyone's come out and defended him, which is honestly awesome to see. You can look at it all over Twitter. Well, on parts of Twitter, the other parts that aren't screaming constantly about the newest thing of the day. But regardless, I personally think he didn't have to step down. He didn't do anything wrong. Like, if in that video he had, said something that most people have heard Tate say, because it's what's, shown on the internet, on Twitter, if he said something or if he'd done something, fair enough. But it was 20 seconds, he was partying with them, he's partying with hundreds of other people too, I'm sure. There was at least 20, 25 people in the shot, so it's bro, come on, stop trying to dictate people's lives, Twitter. You're a cesspool, all of you need to touch grass, and I thank each and every one of you that came from Twitter, if you did, for watching the video. But regardless, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Be sure to subscribe. The next video is going to be huge for anyone who uses Patreon. I'm going to tell you now, you're going to want to delete your Patreon account because Patreon is in favor of pedophiles. That word will get this video flagged, but that's fine. I don't care. Subscribe.